Guild BT258E Deluxe. So this is a Guild baritone. It's a jumbo, a 17-inch body, so Sitka spruce top, rosewood laminate back and sides in proper traditional badass Guild style. This has an arched back in the same way that older Guilds would have. Also has the super iconic headstock, and everything is just a little bigger. Has 8 tuners on the headstock. This guitar is under $1,000. It's in the like $650 range. That blows my mind. Has a Fishman pickup. Sounds like a monster through an amp. I have it in Dadged, but all of that moved down into Open A, basically, or Adged. So, Guild sent me this guitar for me to check out for a month. I've asked them because I wanted to see one of these. I wanted to play one of these. And what is amazing to me is that Guild is absolutely coming for the real guitar player. Someone who wants to play cool guitars with iconic style. They want cool features, and they are in a realistic price range. So this guitar is like $650. I'll have to look. I'll put the actual price right here. But as I've played this guitar, I didn't realize this guitar was made in China until I really looked inside to look at it. This guitar feels like and sounds like and plays like an American-made guitar. There are a couple things that kind of cued me off. There's a scarf joint on the neck that doesn't always happen on American guitars. It does sometimes, but usually it's a good indicator. And then the laminate back and sides with the arched back, I knew that it wasn't a solid back and sides. But the way this guitar plays, the way this guitar feels, the way this guitar looks, feels like a really wonderful American-made guitar is what my brain takes me to. Now, I don't get to keep this guitar. This guitar doesn't belong to me. It is firmly on loan for a month or so from Guild, and I'm very thankful for that. But they didn't pay me. No money has changed hands. This is just a fan of Guild getting to play it and getting to tell people about it. So, things that I really like about this guitar, I love the fit and the finish. Like I said, it feels and looks like a really expensive, great guitar. It has a very dark rosewood bridge, rosewood fingerboard, binding around the fingerboard, really cool, iconic Guild-style headstock, gloss finish on the front, gloss on the back and sides. This guitar feels very similar to like the Taylor 2 series, especially with the appointments of open gear tuners and gloss and all of the just better features than we have been told are realistic for guitars in this price point. The other thing that I love is the Fishman pickup in this. Now, it has the preamp. I wish it had the preamp coming out of the end pin. It has a hole here with a battery, but I understand that. It also makes it much easier to live with to change the battery, because that's one of the things that drives me crazy is when I forget, and all of a sudden I have to go in the guitar, I have to take the strings off, I have to change the battery when it dies if I have access from the side. So I could live with that. It has a volume and a tone in the sound hole here. Other things I really like about this guitar is just how playable and how... Do you remember what it's like learning to play guitar? When you first play something and you discover a world you didn't know existed, where you get to just make music that makes you feel a different way about life where you are, life where you're going, that makes you relate differently to the world around you. This guitar, I literally opened up and I just disappeared into just wonder and creativity in making music. It was awesome. I want to keep this guitar. Let no words be minced here. I'm blown away by this guitar. I had no idea that this guitar could be this good at this price. Yeah, Guild is absolutely coming. There is no competition for this quality of guitar in this price point. And I understand that sounds like high praise, and this is technically a sponsored video, but from a guitar friend to you, please hear me when I say I've played a lot of guitars, and this price point has always been the most disappointing for me traditionally. Typically, I say either hang back, stay with the laminate, back and sides, I usually say either hang back in a $400 guitar or save up for a $1,000 guitar. And what's cool is that this is firmly firmly on the quality of $1,000 or $1,200 guitar, and it's so much more affordable. Now, there are a couple things that I don't like or just are a little quirky for me with this guitar, and I want to be honest with those. The first one was the tuning is confusing and finding strings is a little tricky. So I got the guitar and this A sounded really low and I couldn't place it. And I was like, maybe I'm supposed to go up an octave. So I made it up to a G before it broke. And that was my own just, I don't really know where this should be because it's just, this is a kind of guitar that most of us are just pretty unfamiliar with. Now, it was easy. It's a 12 gauge string. I had plenty of extras, so I just put another 12 on there. And that's when I looked on the website. And so the baritone strings for this, I think they're a 16 to a 72. I'll have to look. I'll put the card up here of what the strings are supposed to be from D'Addario. When I went from the Guild website to the Amazon link for the strings are discontinued that they've offered. And so from there, I couldn't find these strings. Now, I'm sure if you look at Sweetwater, if you look at other places, you could find the strings, but that's always tricky. That's the same problem I have with my Pano octave mandolin, is that it's a really cool instrument, and I can't reliably find other strings for it. So it just is a thing in the back of my mind. Now with this, you could make them, you could go to Stringjoy, but anyway, it'd be expensive, it'd be tricky. And so all of that culminates that even if you get that set of strings, you also have to add a 12 and a 14 for these octaves, which means each time you get strings for it, you're gonna have to get a set of strings and 2 singles. Not the end of the world, but it is a thing worth talking about. And then the other thing, and I did mention this earlier, the battery pack, to me, that's one sign typically of an import guitar, is that you have the battery pack and the input separately. It also makes it, when I put it in the guitar stand, if it stays plugged in, the guitar doesn't hang straight. It hangs a little cockeyed like this, because where the cable comes out, it pushes, it touches the ground. Now, not the end of the world. I probably could adjust my guitar stand up, but it's a thing worth talking about. And the third part of this review is, should you buy it? If you're in the market for this guitar, and this feels really obvious, absolutely. This guitar is a surefire promise to inspire you and help you play new things and change up how you play and even play old songs in a totally new and different way. There's something really cool about playing, when you play in G on this, you're actually playing in D. And so you could play G shapes. You could play with a fiddle, or you could play with a banjo, you could play with a mandolin or any other instrument, and then playing in D, you would get so much texture and so much going on. The other thing that's really cool is that this guitar comes alive when it's plugged in, when you can really pump up the volume on those low frequencies. So to me, this guitar is a total no-brainer. It is so cool. And so with that said, I'm going to put links in the description below. They are Sweetwater affiliate links. I'm a Sweetwater affiliate. They're great friends of the channel. So if you're curious about one of these guitars, you should definitely check one out. It's so cool. Yep. Sounds like I'm just a fanboy here. It's not a shill. This is me just excited. Because the truth is, I have been in a rut. I've played everything I know how to play in guitar videos for the internet. And this guitar immediately helped me play some new stuff. I found new stuff. I just wrote music. It just came up in me. So anytime a guitar that does that, I'm going to try and hang on to it. So here's to hoping that Guild lets me keep this guitar. So thanks for watching this video. I'm Jeremy. I'm the Guitar Hunter. If you want to support the channel, go to patreon.com/Guitar Hunter. Become a patron. You get to see these videos early. You get Q&As with me. You get early access to merch. It's a good life over in the Patreon world. Also, you can go to jeremytheguitarhunter.com/shop. There's t-shirts. There are guitars. There's all kinds of cool stuff in the shop. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. This is such a freaking cool guitar. Oh, man. I'm going to play that one again after this video is over.